I'm not big on fighting these days, but I don't call the cops. And I'm not big on scrapping lately. When I start, I don't stop. I just need one more person to hate me. Talk that talk. One more problem might make me kill them all. I'm a heartbreaker, kicker. I'm a hot trigger, nasty words. I got 2 fingers for kissers. I'm a dirtbag, no good bastard. Look, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy, so go ahead and get mad. I'll show you how easy I turn a tough guy to a dead man. I ain't your buddy, haters are obsessed fans. If we were buddies, trust I'd crack a bud just like a red can. Bedpan full of piss and vinegar. Head scan said that I'm not crazy, but I'm similar. Let's dance, let hands, homie, you get slapped fast. Trust me, you're a midget, I'm a monster. Every slap I throw is a finisher. I just need one more person to hate me. Talk that talk.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome everybody to another First Flight video. Today is going to be the Cessna L-19 bird dog. And this one has a whole hell of a lot of personal meaning for me. Because this plane right here, at this very airport right here, right down here at this end right here, I'd ride my bicycle down here, come out here, and this would be full of gliders from the Montreal Soaring Council. And it was this very type of plane, the bird dog, that was the tow plane. And many a times I got to jump in the back and fly with those guys in the tow plane. So that's definitely, I'm kind of excited to fly this one. A lot of memories come flooding back when I saw they had this. And so flying it out of here is extra special. It looks like a pretty good job. It's got a lot of liveries. Comes with 3 different variations. Comes with a bush plane, regular. This one comes with the real military trim because it's originally a spotter plane for the military. Hence the term bird dog. And comes with a float variation. But this is the standard variation. We're going to do our regular old first flight test with it. Gotta hurry up and get in the air. One notch your flap down. And I got to fly a lot of times in this very plane. Bringing back a lot of memories climbing up out of here like this. Oh, there, get this back where we can see. Go ahead and check our gauges so we don't push the engine too hard. Okay, we're good for now. The RPM's got to come back. There we go. Lean it back a little bit. They are up at about. Alright. Well, I think we're in operating range now. Should have a fixed prop. It does. And oh man, I can remember so many times hanging out in this, watching the gliders out the back window. Not you. You weren't there. I was back there. It was my seat. This was all such a big part of my life growing up. And normally I'm more worried about planes, but this is real nostalgic. This run, and I've got Mr. Gammy Wombat to thank for this. He hit 1,500 subscribers. He's at over 1,800 now. Having a competition, I happened to win 2 of them, 2 different days. And I pulled the winnings together, and I was scrolling through things, and I found the bird dog, and it's like, got very excited, very happy to get this plane. So I grabbed it, threw it together, threw a bush flight for it for Thursday. That's how excited I am to have this plane. And now we're going to do our first flight and see how poorly I do flying it. Because while I did get to play with the controls, the stick in the back a little bit, the pedals a bit, but I never really got to fly it much. I was 12. So I rode in it a lot. 12, 13, 14. They actually, in the Bush version, have the livery that matches the one that I used to fly in, which I should have grabbed the livery for that, but I didn't. I was trying to see if it's got the... It does not have the hook, though, for the glider. Somebody should model that in there. Tell them they should do that. It's got to model that little hook that goes back there. To be honest, the new glider tow plane in the sim is a Cessna, I think, but it's a tricycle gear, and I don't ever remember seeing a trike haul a glider, or even have the glider hookup gear on it. Another thing these things were used for, as well as the gliders, because they had the hook in the back, is they were used for banners, flying banners up and down beaches and events. When you see the big banner flying behind the plane, it's quite often used, was one of these. But quite often the engines were souped up a little bit. So far, I love the way it's flying. This will probably be a pretty reasonable flight, short duration. See how she does coming down the hill. It has huge flaps. I don't know if they're big, but they can go to like 75 degrees, I think. It's insane how steep they go. Yeah, any faster and I'm going to overspeed here, but oh, it's doing pretty good in the dive without having to do too much with it. Where is it I'm flying? I'm flying at home. I'm flying out of, yeah, Lake Placid, KLKP, I believe it is. Double check. Oh, I've flown out of that a million times. Yeah, KLKP. Flying out of home in a plane that I got to fly in a lot when I was a kid. So excited to buy this plane when I saw it for sale, and just really got me excited. Got to fly a lot of times in a bird dog. Remember the green plexiglass windows on the top? We're on our way to Plattsburgh Air Force Base, which is now Plattsburgh International Airport. Yes, it is. Yep. That's why it was called the Bird Dog. It was also used as a tow plane for the Montreal Soaring Council for as many years as I knew them flying out of there. They flew one of these as a tow plane. Trying to remember the call letters on the side of the plane. I think it was C. I know it was C for Canada, but I think it was GAEL or GALE. I can't remember the call signs now. The call numbers, tail numbers. But it flies quite well. It's got a little. It wants some nose down trim for sure. Pull it back out of red line a little bit and didn't realize it was quite that high. That'll take care of the nose down trim. Now it's going to want me to neutralize the trim again. There we go. I think we got her. Ah, it is in, you go to Montreal, Quebec, you know where that is? And go south about 100 miles, not even, 75 miles as the crow flies, right in the middle of the Adirondack Mountains. 6 hours north of New York City. It's in the Adirondack Mountains. All right, Montreal, Quebec, go due south. There's a big lake. I'm on the west side of the lake, about a third of the way down. If you're zoomed out a ways, it shows up as North Elba. And Burlington, Vermont is like right over there, like right there. And my house is right there. My house with the silly garage is on the wrong side of the road according to the simulator. That's a granite quarry right here. It's a big granite. Get Lake Placid Blue granite out of there. Go buzz my island. It's not my island. My neighbor actually owns the island, even though it's all in front of my house. Go figure. My house is right here. Right there. Yep. Just doing my first flight. I started this, I don't know, 2 months ago or so. I kind of decided I'd do something silly like do all my first flights whenever I get a new plane. The first time I fly it, I'll do it live on stream so that all the stupid mistakes I make and all that stuff, everybody can watch. Everybody can watch me being an idiot. So I'll take it out here in a minute, and when we get up over here, I'll get up to 4,000 feet. We'll do a stall with it. All kinds of stuff like that. Awesome. Yeah, I was watching. I actually got Brett's stream on one of my computers too. But I wanted to get this done because I got to fly this later in the week, and I wanted to get the flight done and over with, the first flight done and over with. Right over here, not this, but this right here. No, that's not it. Where the hell is it? I must have by it already, did I? Yep, I did. It's back there. Oh yeah, it's way back there. Nuclear missile silo. Old one. Now decommissioned. Or is that it? Nope, that's the sand pit. So it's the other side of the sand pit. Oh, there's a nuclear missile silo up there. You work late shifts? I pretty much work crazy hours when I do work. Typical race weekend. Sometimes I don't work much at all. When everything goes right, when everything goes wrong, I work all weekend long. Let's start gaining some altitude so we can try to stall. Yeah, a whole lot of memories in this plane. Whole lot. I spent a lot of my time flying as a kid, flying around in one of these. And hooking up tow ropes to the back, running wingtips on the gliders. That was a big to do when I was a kid, you know, having them trust me enough to teach me how to hook the tow rope to the tow plane and the glider, both, and to trust me to hook it up. That was a lot as a kid. That was a big shot when I got to be able to do that. Yeah, this plane is like just a massive walk down memory lane. Now I just need a Piper and Apache and a Cessna 441 Conquest, and I'll be all set. All the planes I used to fly when I was a kid will have. Piper Apache twin. It was just down the road from my house, and the Montreal Soaring Council used to come down, and I was an airport rat as a kid. I used to ride my bike down there all summer long. Every weekend during school, I was at the airport. I'd do anything from pushing planes to washing them to whatever it took, whatever they needed help with to get a ride. And then every fall for 3 or 4 weeks, the Montreal Soaring Council would come down and bring their plane and all their gliders, and I'd help them do whatever they needed. Originally, it was just run out and get the rope. When the tow plane would come down and drop the rope, it would just go get the rope and bring it back, get it untangled, get it ready to go again. And then they literally trusted me enough to teach me how to hook it to the planes and how to hook it to the glider. And in return, once or twice a day, they'd take me up for one of the flights, towing a glider. They'd let me go because I worked my ass off all day, so they'd take me up one of the later flights, towing a glider up. And then that I did well enough, they brought down a 2-seat glider, took me up gliding a couple of times. Got to fly in an old Blahnik 2-seater and a twin aft steer, one of the more modern fiberglass ones. Learned how to run the wingtip on a glider, stuff like that. A lot of fun. But like, I was just an airport rat. I was there every weekend. I'm going to give it try to stall it here. See how it does. Stall characteristics. Come on, you can stall. No, it's going to drop the nose. Not going to drop the wings, you're dropping the nose. Come on. This thing does not want to stall. Look how much. Come on. There it goes. What the hell happened to my view? There it goes. It's not going to go. Nope. There it goes. That thing did not want to stall at all. It was a fantastic time growing up and being able to do that. You know, living in this. It was kind of like the best of both worlds. I lived in a really small town, but it had a whole lot of rich people in it and a lot of big worldwide events. So there was always Lear jets and private jets and fancy aircraft, and it was busy, and somebody was always willing to, hey, you give me a hand doing this, I'll take you for a ride. I spent every summer down there. Every day I could get down there, I was there. That was kind of funny that what the hell, I don't like the visions I snapped back. Now one of my sons turned out to be an airport rat. Now he's soloed and got his license, but he's at a different airport, but did the same thing. He's finishing getting his license. That all set, so he's farther along than I was. My dad had his license. I never finished getting mine because life got in the way, and yeah, that is what it is. Still, having this plane is just so exciting for me. It's not funny. I had a lot of hours, got my ground school all done, just never finished it up. But the guy who was helping me get it passed away, so I didn't have access to his aircraft anymore. And then real life got in the way, you know, like getting married, kids, all the stuff that costs money. So that got in the way. I never did finish up. I've lost my airport. Where the hell is my airport? There's Falcor Island. The airport should be right here. There it is. Never got it. I had a whole hell of a lot of hours in twin engines. I had a lot more hours in twins than I had in singles. I had very few hours flying a Cessna 172 instructed, but most of my hours were in Cessna Conquest 441 twin turboprop. The guy that owned it was like, well, anytime I'm going anywhere with the thing, I'm already paying Steve to be the pilot and he's an instructor, you might as well go and get your hours. So I was like, okay. Not gonna argue with that. If I'm not mistaken, this bird can go pretty slow, which of course I can't see the gauge without the ring. Where's my I can't see the mark. If I go over here, no. That's right. Yep, kids, mortgages, all the fun stuff. Real life gets in the way. And now I couldn't pass a physical if I wanted to at this point. This beast has like 70 degrees of flaps. Check this out. It's like putting the brakes on. Look at how steep the flaps go. I think they're 70 degrees. Alright, enough partner out. Let's get in the plane and fly it. Oh no, King Kong's here. I have no idea who that is, but this thing is so well behaved. I mean, yeah, I had to set the weather on I had to set the weather on a nice day because it was snowing like a bastard. I didn't want to fly this in the snow. I will say it's worth it. It's $24, something like that, $20. But you get 3 variants. You get the bush, the float, and the standard. With there's got to be 8 or 10 liveries for each version. So it's not a bad buy, and so far I love the plane. Of course, I'd love it if it was crap at this point because it's what it is. Very well behaved. Little bounce. Not much. That was nice. This thing is well behaved. Oop, I'm going to go right off the runway here trying to read the chat. Alright, let me get the brakes on. I read the chat. I know there's problems with this plane when it came out first, but it must have gotten updates by now. Is that a while now? I didn't even know it was out. I don't know why. I just never saw it. That was way too much flap for a sunny day. The only thing I'd like to see is, well, first of all, the tail wheel doesn't move, which it should. And I'd like to see somebody model in the release for the glider tow plane. But other than that, I'm loving it. Take a quick spin out over the lake again. One more takeoff and landing. Come on, stay on the road. Stay on the airport. What the hell am I doing? There it goes. Thing jumps in the air. Well, that happens to be more jumbo jets than there's ever been at this airport. I think the most there's been is 2. That's because one of them was broke down. This is an old military base. Old Air Force base. What's kind of neat is right over here. There's doesn't show here, but this is been converted into a subway. Yeah, that's why it's huge. That's why I come here to land. I can make a lot of mistakes. I can make a whole lot of mistakes and still stay on the runway. Was actually one of the space shuttle emergency abort strips. If all else went to crap, they could land up here. It was actually big enough and coming in over water. Whoa, hello. There's Icarus. There he be. Yeah, it was, it almost got used once. Hey, Icarus. Hey, welcome aboard. Going there. But it was originally, it almost, like I said, it almost got used once. Edwards was getting a windstorm. Kennedy was thunderstorms, and White Sands had the reason they couldn't land there, and they were getting ready to land in Plattsburgh on the next pass when it finally cleared, the weather conditions were good enough at White Sands for it to land there at the last minute. So they got to put down at White Sands. They almost did it here, which would have been a mess because I'd had to bring in all kinds of crazy equipment to put the shuttle up onto the 747. Like my new plane, Icarus? I don't know how it'll do on a roll. I know I've done some big wing overs in one in real life, but I don't think I've gone all the way over. No, oh, no. She's not liking that. She's not liking it at all. No. No, I can't do that. My favorite part of when we were towing gliders was when you'd release them, because you just pull this giant wing over and dive for the ground. So you'd be out of the way of the glider. Used to love that part of it. Yeah, I never even saw this for sale. All this time I never saw it for sale. And I got those two things from Gammy Wombat, winning those two things. And I scrolling through trying to find an aircraft to pick up with it, and I saw this and I almost cried. It literally hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, holy shit. The amount of time as a little kid I spent in one of these was insane. This is the tow plane that I flew in all the time. When I saw it, I flipped out. This bird means a lot to me. So you up for flying anywhere after I land this thing here, Chris? As long as I got you on here. Save me from texting you later. I got time. I got 45 minutes to an hour to kill. Hey, Reaper showed up too. We got Reaper. Got you. Light some TO for this? I'll check. I will definitely check. Maybe they have the Seagale. I'm loving this thing. Going to do an Alaska bush flight Thursday with it. So I had to get my first flight out of the way today because we got flight tomorrow, flight Wednesday, flight Thursday, flight Friday, and yeah, Friday. I can't say F again. I got my teeth out. Give my mouth a break. I have flights every day this week. Oh, and if you happen to be the Friday hangout, we're going to give away another twin Navion because it's going on sale this week for I think 30% off. So celebrate the sale. We're going to give another one away on Friday night. Uh-oh. I think I just forgot to switch over tanks, didn't I? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my magnetos, you idiot. Where's my fuel switch? Fuel. Ah, we might be able to make it. The battery bolted to the floor between your feet. Look, oh, fuel should be up here. Yep. I had to think for a second. Fuel had to be up there. I knew that. Just took a while for the brain to sink in. Who's that? Ah, Reaper and a Cessna. You know what, guys? He's in the L-19 Bird Dog too. Awesome. So I'm going to land this, end the stream, and then why don't we take off for Montreal? Or someplace. Or go south. Or go up in the mountains. Go up in the mountains. Play around for a while. I get the stream off though. So everybody doesn't want to go watch us play around in the mountains. I love how much flap this thing has. I'm way high for the runway. Land and give myself some fuel and we'll head up into the hills. This thing likes to float and ground effect. Look at that. Bounce. Ugh. All right. Well, on that note, anybody wants to fly along, we're going to be playing around in the Adirondack Mountains for a little while. But I'm going to do it off stream. Thanks anybody who stopped by. Jerry, Icarus, Reaper, hanging out. Jerry for hanging out with me most of the flight here. And I think that's all that stopped by. Been a pretty quiet night, which is usual for these. Thanks everybody hanging out, stopping by. We're going to go ahead and fly without the stream going, just having some fun. So, till tomorrow night, hope to see y'all there. And till then, take care of each other and yourself. And I'm gone.